So this is the update for the 914. I'm trying to be honest as much as I can because I know it can be scary from buying a car on eBay. But I'm trying to give you as much detail as possible. But please, I'm getting to be overwhelmed with emails. So please watch this video, and if you have any further questions, I'd rather you to call me than go through emails. Okay? I'm gonna try to give as much detail as possible. And if you have questions, just feel free to call me. I just got back right now from getting the car inspected, and they passed it 2014 for next year. But let me go over as I walk around one more time. I'm gonna kind of tell you the story about the car. He was originally from California. Gentleman called Jack, I forgot his last name, bought the car, brought to Las Vegas, and gave it to his wife as a gift because they do autocross racing. So when I got the car, he was already set up for autocross racing. He had over $2,500 bills for Beetle Barn, a store in Vegas, who did the whole engine in this car. And unfortunately I lost that bill. But if you go to Beetle Barn in Las Vegas, they have the history of this car. Anyhow, the car's been modified. It's USRA legal, harness, 5-point harness, and the road cage, and it's also street legal. Some of you guys asking about the interior, so let me go over about the interior. So this is the door right here. It's missing the panel where you put your stuff in it, whatever you call it. When I say that this car won a show, it wasn't best show of restored car. It was the class of racing cars for 914 racing cars. So I've seen cars on eBay that the interior looks like brand new, like it just came out of the factory. This looks decent. I'm not saying it's perfect, but it looks fine to me. That's one side. And go with the other. Once again, it's also missing the magazine case, they call, and that's the interior of the left side. Okay. Also, the electronics. Let me get to that right now. I got my knee. I got a messed up knee right now. Anyhow, the electronics. The speedometer does not work. Neither the tachometer. The car has now is not 200 miles. The car has about 85,000 miles on it right now. Okay. The gas tank does work. The gas shows gas. It shows oil pressure and so forth. Like most cars. Already changed the relay switch, and now it started giving problems again. When you try to start, and sometimes it starts and doesn't. Might happen now, it might not. Let's see. It works right now at the first, but sometimes it doesn't. Let me see. And there you go. So that's a common problem on these cars. And I already changed the relay switch on this car. So it's time to change again, maybe. Yeah, that's gotta be efficient. There you go. So actually I need the gas right now. So I do not have the tachometer, but I do have this, which is gonna give you the RPMs right there. The vent does not work, and the radio does work. We're not gonna need the radio because it's gonna be pretty loud. One thing now, I'm gonna talk about dings and dangs. This piece of metal over here, the bracket that holds the door, it's broken. You can find that and buy a new one. I haven't bought it yet, but the door works fine, as you can see. Let me go around and really be picky about the car right now. Let me show you the little dings and dangs. There is a minor ding right here. I don't know if you can see it. Little bubble right, a little ding right there. There is a scratch right there. There is another ding right there, and another one right here, and this is how the tail looks like. There's a little problem right there. I'm going to bring it to my mechanic so I can lift up the car and also show the undercarriage for of the car to you. Let me show the front trunk. That's the front trunk right there. It's a little bit dirty. You can see that's the gas tank right there. It's no cell. It's not fuel cell. It's a real gas tank, the original one. That's how the front looks like. spare tires, some parts. That's the original plate from California. Oh, one thing too. The original car, you have to, every time that you gotta put gas, gotta lift this up. With this car, you don't have it to. You just have to open up the key right there, and that gets the fuel tank. Let me go and show you the trunk. That's where you gotta find the target cover. The target cover has a little ding right there in a scratch on the shoulder. There was a guy drove on it, didn't break it, but scratched my cover. I was really pissed. And that's how it looks beneath of it, nice and clean of the cover itself. And that's where the battery is relocated for the back trunk. Now let me show you the engine bay. And there is the engine bay. To answer your question, some of your question, it is a H4 cylinders. Nothing fancy. The engine is stock. It's pretty clean, and it's a dual racing carburetor. I can't remember. It's definitely not a Webster carburetor, and I forgot the name of the carburetor I have on it right now. So the major problems I have with the car is basic for the fact that the speedometer does not work, the horn does not work either, and I never put the windshield wipers. Although I do have the motor for the windshield wipers. I'm gonna take the car for a ride right now. Once again, trying to get as much bubble. Okay. Also, the rubber over here, so it'll be worn out, as you can see. I drove in the rain before once. I didn't get any rain, but if you get a lot of water in it, you might get some water inside the car. But when you put the cover, it's not a major problem. Okay, and that's pretty much how it looks like. All right, so let me take the car for a ride, and also I'm gonna bring to my mechanic so I can lift up on a fork, so you can see it beneath of it, and also the shocks on this car is conical, and all the brakes on it and the brake calipers are from a 911, upgrade from 911. All right. So I'm at the mechanic right now, and I brought it to a mechanic so I can lift it up the car for you guys. That's a brand new starter over there. Those are Coney racing shocks. I'm trying to see if there's no rust on the car. Show you that there's no rust underneath of the car. That's the engine bay right here. As you can tell, the bottom part of the engine bay. I know there's too much glare, so I hope you get to see what I'm trying to show you guys. The engine right there. As you can tell from here, this is the left side setup, I think, for the gear box. Let me get the other side so you can see the rust. There's no rust under the car. So let me see if I can get a better angle. Okay, there we go. So that's the left side of the car, driver's side, I'm sorry. Let me go to the other side. As you can see, this is pretty solid. There's no rust beneath the car at all. And that's the suspension. It's hard to say because of the glare. There you go. I hope that helps. And let me go to the other side. And let me go back to the engine again. And once again, that's the bottom of the car, so you can see that's pretty much rust free. All right.